afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacaster. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 own glorious Kholodny Ferma. In the west, it is Zeva, the Angry Dutchman, fighting here for America, freedom, democracy, taking on the role here of the 3rd Armored Division with recon support, mechanized, and heavy cavalry featuring triple infantry bulletins. Versus the east, it is Happycat, fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 352nd Infantry Division with defensive German infantry and mechanized, featuring triple infantry bulletins as well there for Happycat. We got a gun at MD4 2-star versus double rifleman. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. If you do subscribe, that will make me happy. Also, big thanks to my Patreon supporters, without which this episode and some of the others would not be possible. And a big thanks also anyone who may donate or pledge on Patreon themselves. You can do that in the video description. There's a link there. Anyways, we're off here to the fight itself. We got Russians rushing northwards, let some barbed wire here, making hard for the Germans push in here, securing the northern compartment, which is going to be critical for northern control, at least ease of northern control, because the eastern player seizes this area. It tends to be a bit of a bastard to defend this properly without tying down a lot more resources. In the south, Happycat advancing to the pioneers, barbed wire laying down, MD4-2 there. Gonna just ground the point here, very good stuff, standard stuff though. We got here AngryDutchman with the ever-popular recon support, featuring raid tactics on our Pathfinders, the airdrop combat group, the Greyhound, and of course the very popular and powerful M83 cluster bombs. Grounding point C is the northern victory point. We got more grenades on the way there for Happycat, and we got some sandbags here by the southern munitions point, grabbing the southern fuel. We got on our Pathfinders out there for AngryDutchman. And going up in the rifle squad, first shot fired here at the 1 minute and 45-second mark, pushing back the rifle from there, depending on pushing further up. Grab northern victory point, tank traps down. Otherwise, very quiet here in the early game, as both players, of course, just looking to grab territory while trying to wonder what their opponents might be up to. I imagine we're seeing at least one more gun squad here for Happycat. Beyond that, who knows what he may go for here versus AngryDutchman, who's starting to dispatch more forces southwards, machine gun moving up, using sandbags here, but whilst laid down to prevent the opponent from A, grabbing cover, but also just easily moving through the area. They're going to have to slightly move more awkwardly, which would make it easy here for Happycat to defend this point further, even if the machine gun isn't there. More grenadiers there for Happycat. Looks like he's sensing something happening in the south. There go Pioneers under fire from the right. Grenadiers could move to support here, maybe with MD4-2 as well. There we go, machine gun moving in there. Leaving the centre and the north open here, but so far AngryDutchman does seem to be coming his way. There go, forcing up Pathfinders out there, grenadiers charging in as well here. How will AngryDutchman actually there go? Pathfinders retreating, rifle squad also retreating. AngryDutchman realizes the situation is turned against them rapidly, and rather than trying to fight this engagement, just hits the brakes immediately, just gets out of there. Very solid move. Sometimes the best move is just not to even bother fighting, get out of there before losing manpower insensibly and also feeding your opponent's experience. So good move with the AngryDutchman, sharp response there. Sandbags on the south down there by the victory point, pushing northwards here, now take advantage of the opportunities to treat here to push northwards. AngryDutchman, those techniques going to be the ever stalwart platoon command post upgrade with the lieutenant on the way there. Of course, with recon support and the lieutenant, the cap's like going to follow up next. And then probably going to see anti-tank guns and machine guns that way, and then use the airdrop command group to provide pack howitzers. And of course Greyhound then for the light vehicles. Tends to be a very common build right now for the Americans, so we'll probably will see, but there may be some surprises there obviously. And before sitting up here, again, aggressive play there by Happycat, utilising the machine gun as actively as he can versus the Americans, so it tends to be crucial to winning engagements. Rifle squad here in the centre is going to have to retreat soon. Grenadiers tend not to be a unit that performs well with other units unless they're like veteran Grenadiers or otherwise upgraded. And those were most certainly not upgraded. 50 cal on the way there for AngryDutchman, the Mardus, as they called it. Grab the car bomb there, disrupting Happycat's fuel flow. Of course, looking to do the same here to AngryDutchman, quickly moving about here. Great maneuvering so far here by Happycat, most happy of cats. Adding the flamethrower here, well, perhaps not most happy of cats, that of course would be my cat, Basil, I think. Gonna start reinforcing, tech almost done there for Happycat. Southern resource lost, but now he's going across the north side here. Machine gun in a bit of a awkward position here. He's going to take heavy damage, going to have to fall back. Still, he is going to deny the fuel point there to AngryDutchman. Got the 5th cal there done as well. Pioneers with the liaison to the rifleman. Pioneers will have to fall back, holding up here as well. Grenadiers occupying the building, kicking in doors and breaking windows. Pioneers with the liaison to the advancing rifleman. Need to treat those before they get in out here, the Pioneers and the rear echelons. Lieutenant equipped here with a bazooka. Northern fuel point almost claimed, though not quite connected. They won't be impossible to connect it. Still about to lose the southern resource here to AngryDutchman. Grenadiers advancing there, no upgrades yet, no sign of doctrine. Got the medic bank on the way there for Happycat. North side. Grenadiers occupying there. Bit of skirmishing there. Barbed wire here prevents AngryDutchman using the barbed wire. Or the sandbag. Or heavy cover, not the barbed wire. They obviously can't use the barbed wire. But yeah, he can't use the heavy cover then. Up north, the push here is being occupied, frustrated by the M450. It's going to move forwards into it, but it's in their cover there as well, so it might be a bit tougher from they'd like to be, but not impossible. And there you go. Quickly kills 2 gunners on it. Good lord, he actually placed it quite correctly in heavy cover. So that works out there, I suppose, for AngryDutchman, though even then he's still been cut off from his fuel for some time. He still has managed to cut off his opponent's fuel as well, though, so not all bad. 2-2 following up the Happycat and the German army. They like the Panzerwagen. They would later be phased out of production and usage, since it turns out for an armored reconnaissance vehicle, it wasn't actually very good off the road, which for a reconnaissance vehicle is actually quite crucial to be replaced either by the heavier 234 armored cars with 8 wheels, or by 250 Happycats, which themselves had the production switch and being just towards, transport vehicles for infantry, actually towards being armored cars. So, little fun fact there. Kind of just holding up here. 2-2 moving out there for Happycat. And also, quick note, because I remember one asked this in the comments ages ago and it just still bothers me, but just because it performs well off-roads in-game does not mean that reflects, actual performance in the actual war, because, it would also then not be very good in-game either, now would it? There's his lieutenant. Back here, machine gun good to go, nothing further going. And south, we've got the rifle moving up. Choose up the lieutenant here. Getting some damage in. Bazooka flies and misses the mark. Pathfinder by here, close to being wiped out. Narrowly survives for the last man. Rearson's also about to get wiped out. AngryDutchman seems to get sending perhaps a bit too much here versus Happycat. Happycat, though, unable to, I think, get any wipes here. Lucky for AngryDutchman. Stuart Light Tank Waste is now actually going for the Captain build, which again is starting to become more common. Got more 50 cap, but also got the Stuart Light Tank. Interesting shift there by AngryDutchman. North being pushed back here. Interesting enough, he retreats to the 50 cal as well, probably due to the Grenadiers threatening with the rifle net. Or the flank here. Nope, oh wait, here what the Happycat is laying down S mines here, hoping to catch them in the retreat. He might still be able to finish off with the 50 cal. Oh, still Pioneers are caught in there as well. Good lord, that was a close one still. I like the idea there, and this is a sneaky little trick you can do with the Wehrmacht and the S-mines, just chuck them down in the retreat path, their expected retreat path of the enemy. As you know, it does take at least a second, it seems like, for them to activate, so you gotta have it a bit ready beforehand, but again, it can be quite effective, like just killing retreating units and even wiping squads. More Pioneers for Happycat. So Telemine's down there. He might be hoping to bait his opponent to try and clear out the S-mines with the Steward and then rush into the Telemines, perhaps, though, of course, there's also means likely to get smart up, they're going to spot the Telemon to deal with that. But, as long as he keeps units nearby, it's not really too easy anyways for AngryDutchman to clear it out. Gonna use the Pathfinder's Reasons being rounded, Pioneers with a Flammenwerfer. Two between the south, here the Survival Squad. Pack 40 on the way there, lots of aggressive maneuvering here from Happycat, which is definitely keeping AngryDutchman a bit off guard here. Really aggressive player for Happycat, and certainly highlights the degree how you kind of have to play the Wehrmacht at the moment. You can't just sit back and defend. You have to play aggressively. You have to get up there and take as much ground and then try and defend that. So thumbs up there to Happycat. Thumbs up. Need to retreat the Pioneers before they risk getting wiped out. Of course, he does have a spare Pioneer squad, so it's not going to be the end of the world. Light machines with the Grenadiers, so that indicates that Happycat might have some other plans here as AngryDutchman rather than German infantry, either mechanized. Probably mechanized. Defensive docks is also one you want to go for soon, so I mean, you could still go for German infantry, you have seen that, but German mechanized I think sounds to look a bit more likely here versus AngryDutchman. Machine gun right here with the Stuart Light Tank. North here, machine gun rifle, all pushing in against the Grenadiers inside the building. Need to get some more weapons out there. Back here we got another machine gun there for Happycat. That's actually suddenly a rather heavier build he's going for there rather than taking up. Numerous machine guns help contain AngryDutchman's infantry. AngryDutchman will, I think, have to consider a airdrop combat group much more aggressively, since he will probably have to need to pack out to some other artillery to push his way past the Happycat. Avoided the Telemine there for now at least, but it could happen. It could happen using a mine through there. He could still hit the Telemine, and that of course be a really sad moment there for AngryDutchman. No, he avoids it. He avoids the Telemine. Pack moving up the Pioneers in the center there. We got 473 versus 439. Stuart moving in. Needs to, of course, be mindful of any corners where Germans could be hunting with a Panzerfaust, which of course then come on with the Pack 40 could make AngryDutchman Stuart light tank into a burning heap of scrap metal. Soft sport rifling in there. Can't call in the ground. I doubt he's going to do that. But he does intend to do the munitions. So I'd say though, weapon racks of course be a pretty good pick here for AngryDutchman to put more pressure on Happycat's infantry. Oh, he hits the telemine in the end. Thumbs up there to Happycat, showing the way forwards again there with the mines. Mines win wars, as you can see. And then AngryDutchman is suddenly in a much more awkward position, since with the loss of the Stuart light tank there, he just lost some serious momentum here versus Happycat, who can now much more easily just take a hit if he wants to, and put pressure on AngryDutchman with the medium armor. AngryDutchman is going to have to work so much harder to stabilize him, so to make a proper return to the battlefield here versus Happycat now, without the Stuart light tank. So those are one of his better tools, he's putting pressure on the infantry and the 2-2 armored car. The situation definitely got a bit more awkward. Going for Greyhound. So he's definitely not giving up there, but he definitely needs to like hit the few points hard. He needs to like really push out with this one, because otherwise he's really putting behind Happycat now. It's definitely dangerous. Got still called in here. Using the Pathfinder one. Oh, if he doesn't pay attention here, that could be a full wipe. Yeah, that was so close. Oh, he did get the machine gun. He can recruit it though, but he's still got the machine gun. Altogether, he's putting a bit of a fright there, imagine. Return on the trip path, the MD-42. Sadly, don't think he's going to be able to get the weapons to the machine gun. Unfortunate for him, but still. Certainly throwing a few shocks there at Happycat. Grabbing the northern victory point. Center being held up here by the Germans. Baggage reinforcing healing. Back here reinforcement healing we got there for Happycat. Seizing southern point here with the Grenadiers. Grab the center point with the Grenadiers as well. Pathfinders, Riflemen, 50 cal, they're pushing back the Gunners in the south. Grab the northern victory point. Machine gun back in action here, and tech almost on there for Happycat. AngryDutchman is slightly making a return, but he's still going to have to work a lot harder. He may in fact consider fuel cache there, because well, he's actually going to have to tech for the captain now, even if he didn't want to, and he's going to need the anti-tank guns to sort of help hold back against Happycat's impending armored push. Still pushing himself as they're boarding the center right now, where Happycat's got most of his forces concentrated and most of his big guns concentrated. I think is a really good move. Happycat going for mechanized, German mechanized. Definitely not one we see a lot from the Germans, featuring mechanized grenadier groups, the smoke bombs, the spotting scope, the command tank, and the Leichterfeldhaubitze 18. We'll have to see what he gets from that one. Could be expecting a mechanized grenadier group. That would be a bit of an interesting pick there. But yeah, spotting skills for sure. You've got a captain hitting the field. Captain out there for AngryDutchman. Can of course go for an anti-tank gun pretty soon, and will definitely need it. I don't think there's many scenarios right now where you can avoid going for anti-tank guns. There we go, M1 on the way. Can use the captain to supervise the production of the bar to get them out faster. So Palmer call there, halfway done for Happycat, and he will actually be able to go for a Panther 4 right away to have pressure there to AngryDutchman. Then pushing southwards there. Two victory points, control Tom's got the center one as well there, bleeding out Happycat, and there you go. Pack tries to shoot through the hedgerows instead of blowing apart some innocent squirrels' home, leaving it homeless, destitute. His life's work goes up in flames. Pack 40 on the way there for Happycat. Need to retreat the rifle squad. Pioneer shouting at the rifleman. Not the finest tactical maneuver there, thinking Happycat's history. You want us to do what? There's a minesweeper? Have you gone out of your mind? Pioneer shouting same as the rifleman gun is hitting back. We got the anti-tank moving up, Panther almost done. Like, we're going to see a second one anti-tank here for AngryDutchman. We also got the cluster bombs now available. That's going to be, I think, a crucial tool here to also just hitting Happycat hard. and certainly something the Happycat will have to watch out for, since a well called in cluster bomb there could prove to be devastating. We've seen that happen in other previous matches. In the south, we've got the 5th Cubs, in the east, we've got the cluster bombs called in fact, here on the MU-42, and Happycat there, he's retreating, but he still maybe not be fast enough against the cluster bombs. Oh dear, troops bring in, in fact, oh dear, Kholodny's machine gun almost wiped out. Panzer IV dodges it, but that was quite disruptive. The center is now actually wide open here for an infantry push. If well supported, and tanks up, dominating the Panzer IV, penetrating here to here. Pathfinder scored almost wiped up the Panzer IV. Pinball machine there goes, gets the wipes. Second hand tank and shot their bounces, and spawning scopes machine they're both being upgraded. Worth noting, I think spawning scopes are the only upgrade they can actually do that alongside another upgrade. Other upgrades are pretty much just in a sequential, but this one you can actually have like them running at the same time. So that is a little note. Ground good to go. And so they're hanging back. Panzer IV push back as well. We'll have to see what AngryDutchman commits to next. He's got the double anti-tank guns ready, very much as expected. Double anti-tank guns there have the ability to quickly take out an medium tank if the opponent is too slow to respond due to their high rate of fire. So Happycat is going to be more careful there with it. There we go. Quickly gets the Panzer IV to safety, going for mortar. Some light artillery there for his opponent. Very good move. We'll have to see how AngryDutchman reacts to that. In the south, now they're pushing the victory point there. AngryDutchman's really doing good work around the victory point here so far versus Happycat now. In fact, got a small lead over Happycat now. So AngryDutchman, despite being behind the fuel rate, still be able to turn this game to his advantage through clever application of the ground and support weapons. So thumbs up there. Ralph getting the 5th cal. Still firing away. And in fact, he's charging into 250 caliber machine guns, which is generally not where you want to be charging at. Greyhound there, 4 kills, veterans 1, still he managed to pull through here with sheer raw violence, stubbornness and firepower. Good hit on the ground there, but the Pack 40 set up behind the ruins of the church. Panther forming about it for the center. Caught cluster bombs again. Double hits and the Panther form was taken out there. Looks like he will be able to escape with it, but it's going to be a close one. Cluster bombs in the central gun, just being wiped out. Oh dear! Happycat's going to need his squad annihilated. Almost gets the machine gun as well. The brutal losses. He did get a 5th cal machine gun there. AngryDutchman overlooked that one. Still. Brutal stuff down to single head there. Oh, looks like a misclick or something else. Panther on the south escaping here. The wrath of AngryDutchman America. Anti-tank and crew exterminated. Up north, they're fighting here for the northern victory point. There we got the Grand Wing into assist the reactions versus the Pioneers. Gets a nice kill there. Could see a full wipe here because Happycat's not pinging. It's going to be 2 wipes in a short amount of time here. And down they go. Down to just 1 Pioneer squad. AngryDutchman showing he is as angry as a Dutchman can be. Mortar though is in action here for Deutschland, the Granatenwerfer. Rather than their route, we got Lieutenant Robert trying to get the grenades and start the building. I don't think it's going to be a great engagement. The grenades will have to think retreat, and particularly as research grenades, which matches fortune though he is not. But much to Happycat's fortune. Obviously not AngryDutchman's fortune, unless he turns out to be, I don't know, allergic to tossing pixelated grenades, which would be a very specific type of allergy. Mortar firing down there, good hit. Good from the Pack 40 then, the Greyhound punches right through the armor, pushing down to less than half filled. The machine gun lieutenant out under heavy fire. Need to get them out of there fast before the mortar takes them out. Ooh, need to get the 5th cal out of there. Might be too late though. Oh dear. No, he managed to just narrowly escape with the 5th cal there. Still, Happycat is actually, I think, focusing too much in the center. He's actually losing control of most of the other parts of the map. Then he's stepping down to fall behind his opponent more and more victory points. You can actually soon go for another tank. Meanwhile, AngryDutchman want to consider taking up himself. Or, going for the airdrop combat group for a Pack howitzer. Showing the anti-tank, they're denying it to his American opponent. Very good move there by Happycat. And wrecked. Another M1 there for AngryDutchman. No tech yet. Another Panzer IV there for Happycat and Deutschland. Fun fact about the Granatenwerfer 34 mortar, it was actually initially designated as a heavy mortar in the German army. Obviously, by 1944-45 would be anything but a heavy mortar. It'd just be a medium mortar. But little fun side note there, little fun side note. Rather than 5 from the Panzer IV. 7 kills on that one so far. You know, the spotting subs actually allows it to make full use of its range, which Panzer IV normally can't. It doesn't have quite the line of sight to make full use of its 40 range. With the spotting subs, you can actually make full use of it. Little detail there. Panzer IV there for Happycat. Returning the centre versus the Panzer IV and the 2-2. Mortar Vikings rain down. Mortar is definitely, I think, doing some nice lifting there for Happycat. Good investment there. Bit surprising that AngryDutchman is yet to go for an artillery, though at this point here I think he needs to prioritise taking out first, but he at some point would strongly benefit from artillery here versus Happycat. South here, a bit of maneuvering. Ooh, nice and up. His the Grant's going to charge into it. There you go. Sadly, not taking a lot of damage from it. That is sadly for Happycat. Great though for AngryDutchman. Plus, cancer shot there doesn't quite make the impact we would like to. But nice use of Incendiarism by the Happycat there. Most players tend to look at ability when they're playing the Wehrmacht or the other commanders, but it's actually a really good one. In fact, tends to be, I think, quite crucial. If anything, like a well set up Incendiarism round can actually be, you know, something that really gives you a significant tactical advantage. More pioneers for Happycat to replace the ones that got killed by the Amerikanen. No Panzer going to be either. I think Happycat could benefit nicely from that, though, eventually. Not a high priority, but I do think it's something you may want to consider eventually. Captain notified from the Panzer IV, routed. Grab the centre victory point, MD42 moving up as well. But the south here, the Panzer IV tend to find out versus 2 anti-tank guns. That could easily have gotten unlucky there, luckily for the Panzer IV. Counter-attack in the north. We got 295 to 83. Anti-tank guns there being shot at by the gunners. The light machine guns blazing away, hot, leaden death. Back hits reinforcing healing. The South Panzer IV could do some light repairs, but then so could the other one. Still no attack there for AngryDutchman. Gunners in the fire here. Routed. The wreckage of the M1 anti-tank gun ultimately not providing them with much cover against all the guns that AngryDutchman are levelling at them. What's he doing with that Panzer IV? I think he's destroying the cover there. That'd be my best guess. Denying a point there for AngryDutchman needs to hold on to. Going for tier 4 now. Interesting choice. Their machines are up behind the red church, but there you go. Too slow. In fact, now it's going to get hit by the cluster bombs and not be able to retreat in time. I think it's a bit much calling cluster bombs just to take out the MG42. If he can't grab it, he does take it out, he does kill it, and he does remove the experience. But yeah, in the end, Happycat just recruits it, so while nice, it's not going to think quite decisive there. And I feel like he could have called in like better plays that have been more disruptive, particularly called in with a good push, for example here. I think that could have been much better call in there by AngryDutchman rather than just on a single MG42. He still ended up retreating the rifle squad as well there, so I know the purpose of that one seems a bit unclear to me. Happycat on the warpath here versus AngryDutchman again, trying to gain some more territory for the fatherland, at the same time losing the southern victory point as once more AngryDutchman seeing some units there. Thumbs up. Back here, reaching around the point here. Panzer IV there, close veteran to 1. Going to use it as the Graysons up north. That's going to be a win there for Happycat, I think, easily. AngryDutchman has no forces nearby to intercept this, and no fighting position to slow down the gun on the side. And then South Rifle School, they just need to retreat. And he's got the take up, and he's going for Scott. I don't think this is the best move by AngryDutchman. I can understand he wants artillery, obviously, but I think his priority should be a tank first rather than the Scott, so he can something to more flexibly deal with the Panzer IVs and also push, supports the pushes more actively. And the Scott is not quite going to fulfill those, I think, role requirements as well, if at all, particularly not versus enemy tanks. So I think this is a bit of a tactical error, strategic misjudgment. Eventually he could make good use of it, but right now I think the important bit is going to be bringing up the Sherman rather than the Scott. But that is ultimately, of course, my opinion and my call on the situation. And also, of course, it's AngryDutch, of course, is making his decision here, so there's that. But again, I think a Sherman here would have been much more useful for him. And then, you know, some artillery of some sort. Again, I'd recommend mortar pack howitzer, I think, more than the Scott at the moment. Partly because they're just cheaper. But here we are. Here we are. Happycat's really been good use of the mortar. Almost at virtually free with, in fact, 6 kills. And I think the next shot they might, in fact, propel it to the ace level. No, not quite. That did, though. Back reinforcement healing. No additional summon further armor. He's got 2 Panzer Force. He could easily go for a third one. He might be going for the Panzer Corps. He could, of course, also suppose to like try and go for a command tank. Or he may actually be going for a howitzer now that I realise there's actually been a significant resource drop. But there's nothing like now build that actually costs fuel in the unit except for the howitzers. I think I might be wrong here, but yeah, he's building a howitzer here to I think bombard AngryDutchman to bring up even bigger artillery here. One kill than the Scot so far, around the centre victory point. And the Major gets taken out there by the Kholodny Ferma. That one is really paying off nice, I think, here for Happycat. But tend to get overlooked in a lot of Wehrmacht builds, and again, it's one also I overlook personally. Definitely one needs a bit more off. Yeah, well-handled mortar can be a strong tool there in the Wehrmacht arsenal. Make no mistake. Sherman away there for AngryDutchman. The M4A3 finally going for it. A bit late there from Mechanized. In the south here, kind of moving out with the light machine gun tightly gripped. Meanwhile, AngryDutchman finding out from the centre here. And going up, Scott as well, Fifth coming in there. Then he's light gun hitting up at the Scot. Ooh, close one, but not quite. Decent hit on the anti-tank guns. Howitzer is ready to fire there for Das Vaterland. Something tells me this is going to be the target. Cluster bombs here, called in by AngryDutchman. First shot there goes a bit off the mark, but certainly lands something. Anti-tank cleared out. Straight on the anti-tank gun, the machine gun, and the pack. In fact, I think we expect them to try and pull back, but they did, and so just actually missed most of it. That's unfortunate for AngryDutchman. Meanwhile, he's lost the anti-tank there to the howitzer. In fact, it got completely destroyed. That howitzer, I think, has already almost paid itself off then. Panzer IV moving about. Gunniest landing hit there from the Sherman. Bit of quiet here. But that was definitely decisive pummeling there that has left AngryDutchman, I think, weakened. It's not impossible to turn this around. He's still got a good force, but it was definitely some nasty losses alongside the cluster bomb, which ultimately didn't quite have the effect either. So AngryDutchman thinks he's going to have to come up with something here to turn this around. He needs to catch Happycat off guard with some striking maneuver and get some good kills in there. For now, Happycat's quickly advancing there. Sherman hit with an anti-tank and supporting there. Scott as well. Great hit on this Sherman already, slowing down his assault. Scott fires at the Panzer IV, doing basically nothing with anti-tank to hit. Sherman bounces. Gonna use the fire from the Scott here. Anti-tank up in the Sherman. Need to pull it back already. Infantry advance in the centre. We've got 264 to 329. Five kills from the Scot. Closing on Emergency 1. Closing the pack 40 as well, but not quite, not quite. Reinforcing how to unleashing another wave of violence there against AngryDutchman machine now that's suffering the wrath there. And we do get a command tank out for Happycat. I feel like Happycat could be doing more than North here versus AngryDutchman as well, to be honest, but I suspect he might be careful about leaving the other 2 points open up for AngryDutchman to rush in there, so he might be playing more conservatively because of that. Oh wait, AngryDutchman is getting absolutely pummeled here. The artillery caused him significant harm and discomfort. Command tank there ready, and the spotting scope to that one as well. 264 to 326. AngryDutchman less the victory point lead over Happycat, but Happycat has a significantly larger force, so if Happycat plays his cards correctly, he can swiftly change this in his favor. Got some movement in the south here. It looks like it's going to try and open the south front there versus Happycat. Of course, another option to try and attack from the north here, and then combine with the cluster bomb, trying to, like, you know, launch a hard punch here that might get some wipes and destroy some units as Happycat then frantically tries to respond to everything that's going on. But instead, he's going for a sort of push in the south. Machine holding up the assault at advance a bit. Working with the camera's not been upgraded with a BAR. That is a bit noteworthy. Most players are quite keen on upgrading the BARs as soon as possible. There you go. Panther holding up the assault and same thing brought up. Northwoods here, bit of a blocking force. And the Greyhound is effectively, I think, almost forgotten here by AngryDutchman. At least he's not doing much with it. Entering great here on the Panther 4. Damage into the Panther 4. Oh, Shem's about to go knocked out the other Panther 4. The Pack 40 gets out of it, but is it fast enough into taking heavy loss out in the open as well? Command tank and anti-tank include out there. 3 kills. The command tank already got the anti-tank gun, but in the loss of his own anti-tank gun and numerous infantrymen, I don't think that's quite worth it for AngryDutchman. I do not think that's quite worth it. Machine holding up. Further north, got wrapping up now, and they're taking a load for AngryDutchman. Until I find the base. Anti-tank gun on the way, they're almost done. As the armament is being destroyed there by the Germans, obviously denying it to AngryDutchman for capture. He doesn't feel like he needs it, which I certainly can't blame him for. Greyhound finding the move here, but a bit late, going for the mortar, but almost got it in fact there. Denying Happycat that he's actually smaller artillery, which has proved to so far been quite useful. Ace on the Greyhound, we still got a house to deal with. 8 kills for into 1, paying off nicely so far. 264 to 293. AngryDutchman definitely needs to reconsider his option tactics a bit here versus Happycat. Nice shot on the Grenadiers. Panther 4 moving in, close to Veteran 2. 50 cards about to get wiped out. Another loss there to AngryDutchman. Almost got the Grenadiers, squatting a turn. Got one entertaining there covering up, but there you go. Double Panther 4's move for Happycat. He can call in smoke. In fact, he's fighting a ton of ammunition, we just realised. Because he's been, like, you know, throwing down a lot of mines or smoke bombs or whatever he wants to, really. Slightly missed opportunity there for Happycat to the southern points. I think could easily just afford to be like S-Mine and Tellermine. That would make it much harder for AngryDutchman to like make any push there. Could be, I think, a very solid idea there for Happycat to at least consider in a future match. 10 advance into the Panther 4 machine coming up here. Bazooka's flying but not quite hitting the mark. Meanwhile, the Panther 4's unleashing torrents of lead and high explosives as AngryDutchman assault is making slim progress against the might of the German Panzerwaffe. The captain ordering the assault to go forwards, but he cannot go forwards. Because forwards means death. Machine gun there routed. Panther up the machine gun, but misses showing up here for AngryDutchman. Panther 4 taking some light damage, but nothing critical. Probably might want to begin pulling it back here. Howitzer is ready to fire again. Firing here at the machine gun Sherman position, not at the anti-tank gun. Or is he actually firing into the base? He is! Almost got the ambulance out of that too. I'm sure the ambulance driver's like, good God, what's happening? God damn, I thought this place was safe. Wait, what? Kings of the battlefield? Interesting, I don't think I've heard that one before. Especially 2 there. Greyhound lining up for something there for AngryDutchman, but will it matter? Pushing for the centre victory point, right into most of the German guns here, without a smoke screen like bigger assault here. I think this is doomed to fail for AngryDutchman. Since at the moment, most of Happycat's guns are basically pointless. And there you go, Greyhound racing through here, going for the howitzer. They like to felt how beats it. 12 kills on the victory 2. Can he take it out here? Can he finish it? Got 264 to 255. Almost got the howitzer here, but the Panther 4's responding. Cluster, oh, not cluster, but cancer shot there, failed to make the mark. Cluster bombs called in. He wants that howitzer gone. He's actually managed to pull the opponent away from the center so he could actually try and advance on it, maybe dig in there, but now he's taking so much losses and damage that the question is, does he have the resource like sufficiently fortify the center against an assault there from Happycat now? And it's also worth noting the cluster bombs didn't destroy the house, so they decrewed it, but the gun can still be crewed once more by Happycat. Of course, the question is, does he bother with it? Does he go for Sturmpanzer and then just go all in on the Angry Dutchman? Jackson for Angry Dutchman, the M36, motion down here. Nice, they could have certainly used that when he had more resources covered up and attack on the center properly. Definitely a mistake there by Angry Dutchman not to realise this sooner, but happens obviously. I'm particularly feeling a bit frustrated. You're more likely to overlook these elements, so let's not judge too harshly. Jackson on the way there, halfway down here for Angry Dutchman. Panther gaining a 2. Howitzer crewed as well. Panther taking some nasty engine damage. Smoke bombs called in, finally using that ability. Could easily use that much more, to be honest, here for Happycat. Also, really should just be rushing the northern victory point now. Definitely a bit oversight there as well. In fact, the entire north side of the map is now wide open for Happycat just to pour into. Infantry advancing and making use of the smoke there. Good work. Hard to find away so far, though. Not really landing any hits there with the new crew. There we go, though. Got the anti-tank, and mostly just finishing off, I suppose. 50 cal, though. Got utterly annihilated there. Just utterly exploded. On that, I think Angry Dutchman, even with the arrival of the Jackson tank destroyer, is out of the war here. Because now Happycat has a significant armored force here with 2 Panzer IV regulars, 1 Command Panzer IV, and a Panther, on top of the infantry support weapons and the howitzer he possesses. Compared to Angry Dutchman's little infantry left, some armor, but he's just like outnumbered and outgunned. So there you go, GG, game over. And with that, it is a win here for Happycat, a loss for Angry Dutchman. A brutal fight here on Kholodny Ferma. In the end, I would say Happycat played quite well, maneuvered quite well there against the opponent. Meanwhile, Angry Dutchman feel like at times did make quite use of his tools as well, and his force composition definitely was lacking in artillery much sooner, which would also, I think, helped a lot here versus Happycat. I think had his force composition a bit better, had a bit more maneuverable, I think Angry Dutchman would be much more likely to win the match, but in the end, Happycat just proved to be a bit better in that regard. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you. Hope to see you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.